Okay, so I have, and I just screwed up the video. I cut the tomatoes up. Instead of pausing the video, I'll stop the video, so I'm not sure how to put that together. But, so there's your tomatoes. And you see I'm in the skillet. I have it on convection roast at 450. I'll probably leave those in there about 30 to 45 minutes. The next thing I'm going to do is take this Vidalia onion, and I'm going to be lazy and get out. What am I getting out? Some organic basil. That might be nice to put in there. I need to get rid of that anyway. Tell you what I'm tempted to put in there is this Annie's organic ketchup, which is actually not ketchup. It's made from tomato paste tomatoes. It's super concentrated and super delicious. So here's my minced garlic. So I'll put that in there. I think that'll be enough for one. So the tomato that I used is a Campari tomato. The Tomato Lovers tomato, product of Mexico. So we'll see how that turns out. I did use them on a previous version of this recipe. It turned out really well. I think everybody who was eating it says best tomatoes, best spaghetti they've ever eaten in their entire life. I've got some hard Parmesan that I'll put in there. And what other kind of weird stuff can I put in there? Magnificauce. I don't know what that is, so I won't put it in there. Here's some more onion if I need that. I think that's about it for now. I think I got everything I need. So, yes, we're going to put some butter in there too. So that's where it is for now. I'm going to cut up the tomatoes. I'm sorry, the onions real quick. So I've reduced the onion down to this. Let's open this cheese up, let it start doing its thing. We're going to just scoop this on top of that. We'll just scoop the garlic onto here. And then once these get roasted, then we'll make a little area here. We'll dump all that in there and we'll put it back. We'll put it back in the oven for about 5 or 10 minutes just to caramelize and roast the garlic. And at some point we'll throw a little butter in there, top it off, and it will be the best spaghetti I've ever eaten. By the way, while we're waiting on the oven to get where it needs to be, which we want it up around 450, I set the timer for 25 minutes. I get my tomatoes at Clemens Produce. These are those tomatoes. And while I'm waiting for the oven to heat up, I'm eating some bread and butter pickles. Just to eat them out of the jar. Got some onions in them too. They're really delicious. But if you're in Orlando and you want good tomatoes, you really have to go to Clemens Produce. So we're still waiting. Almost there. One other thing that I did is I keep my oils up here. So instead of swathering them around, I just hit them with a little bit of olive oil spray on the top. So you can see that it's got the olive oil on top. I put a little bit of salt. Just salt. Doesn't have to be super duper fancy chef salt. I put a little bit of oregano. I put a little bit of roasted garlic. I am not putting Tabasco. So we're almost there. Close enough. Let's open it up. Okay. put this in. Start our timer. Whoops. So started the timer. And there we go. So once it's done, I'll probably put some tarragon, some basil, the minced sweet onion, and some more garlic. Oh, almost forgot. I'm going to deglaze the pan with some white wine. So yeah. Because what's going to happen is these tomatoes are going to get black on top, and then it's going to start burning around the edge of the pan, and we'll show you that later. But that creates the flavor that's going to really make this go incredibly delicious. So we'll be back in about 30 minutes. Okay, so we're about 10 minutes into the roasting process. Okay, let's see how it's looking. So you can see now, starting to, wow, the smell coming out of here is crazy good. So you can see what we're doing here. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Yeah. Okay, the timer's gone off, and I'm gonna check check this out. Okay, I'd say this is just about perfect, but we haven't got the burning around the edges, so we're going to leave this in probably about 5 more minutes. So let's put this in for 6 minutes actually. Okay, this is the second 5 minutes, or actually the 5 minutes, not the second 5 minutes. So turn that off, and I'm going to open this up, kind of stand to the side a little bit. Okay, so we're starting to get a little bit of caramelization right there around the edges of the juice. So let's leave it in just a couple of more minutes. We want that juice to almost be burning around the edges. We're not quite there yet. Okay, we're going to check this out again. Yeah, we're getting some nice caramelization around the edges there. So I think we're in pretty good shape. So as long as you don't burn it, it's not a big deal. So we are going to take that out. The next step will be to add the garlic and the onions into the pan, and then we're going to caramelize them. And let me set this back a little bit. We're going to caramelize them probably 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to deglaze the pan, not the plan. So let's take this thing out. So I'm going to use this glove. Try to put it on with one hand. Okay, we can turn this off. Well, the glove won't turn it off, so I have to use that. So there we go. Wow, it's 1:42 already. So we're going to take this out. Wow, that's like super ready. Okay. All right, so I got one of these little bamboo spatula. So we're going to, oh, I forgot the next step. Sorry. Let's do this. We're just going to pull these off. These should come right off. There you go. Talk off these little bit stays, not a big deal. In fact, you could probably throw one and leave it in there. I personally hate to lose any of that good tomato flavor, but I'll show you how that works. Just kind of barely pick it up, shake it off. Of course, it's not shaking very good. Wow, I don't want to lose that. There. There's that. I tell you, I wished you could put a smell on this pan. You'd be shocked at how rich it smells in terms of tomato, a tomato flavor, tomato smell. I made these this week for Jamie and Tom, or Tom and Jamie. I think I'm gonna leave that one in. I don't like how these tomatoes are sticking here, so I'm gonna pause my video. I think you got the idea. All right, so we got most of the caps off. I'm gonna make a little spot right here. In fact, I may even put in some more olive oil because it's kind of dried. I'm not gonna deglaze just yet. So I think I will put just a tad more olive oil here, just for poops and giggles. So the onions are now in there, and let's put in some garlic. So you can see I have like a spoonful of garlic there, putting it on there, and just getting it on top. There's the rest of those tops. I don't know what to do with them. I might put them in a bagel in the morning, see if I can figure out something. I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper on here. So in addition to the black pepper, I put just a tiny bit of oregano, and I put a tiny bit of thyme. I've already put, I might put the basil in there too, so let's check that out. There we go. Put a little bit of basil. So let's put this on 5 minutes and put it back in the oven. Okay, what I'm going to make here are some noodles. I'm going to use a fettuccine noodle. This is low carb. So you can see right there it says total carbs 25, but dietary fiber is 18 grams. So this whole bag would feed really 6 servings, because I just don't eat that big of a plate of pasta. But see, it's also very high in protein. So that's what I'm going to use. Very low carb, high protein, and I'm going to make enough just for myself. So what I got here is a pot. I use the pasta arm, as Jamie calls it, to fill the pot. I put some salt in there. Now I'm going to turn it on high, basically. This oven makes water boil, I wouldn't say instantly, but it's already hot. It's that quick. It's an induction stovetop. So while that gets to a rolling boil, I'm going to open up the this and get ready to put it in there. It only takes, I think these only take like 5 minutes. 5 minutes to cook. Okay, by the time I just opened the bag up and took these, this thing's already boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and drop these in. It's a half a bag, which is actually 2 servings. So I'm going to throw that in there. So it said 10 minutes. So I'm gonna put this on 9. So I like mine a little bit al dente. So let's turn this down just a tad. Go down to about 5, maybe 6. See, it goes down almost immediately with that induction. So we'll put it back up on around 7. So put the top on, wait for the timer. In the meantime, the timer went off for the onions and the garlic, so let's check that out. Yep, it's ready. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna deglaze, we're gonna mess it around a little bit just to kind of get it going. There's your really, it doesn't take that much tomato. The flavors get very intense, so you can see me kind of chopping it all up, getting it to go and get that nice stuff on the edge. That's where all your flavor is. So now that pan's like super hot, so we can actually deglaze it. You can use water, you can use wine, you can use a lot of different liquids, but deglazing basically is going to burn all that stuff off. So I'm going to cut this off for now so I can work on the sides. Okay, so you can see what I've done here is just trying to, let me turn this down. Turn it down below. So you can see I got all the good tasting stuff off of there. So now I'm just, really the only reason I'm heating this up is just to get rid of the excess moisture. It's in that white wine. I put a little bit too much in there maybe. So the sauce is pretty much done at this point. So I'm gonna just put it on low. Ouch! Holy Toledo, that's hot. So now I'm gonna cook this. We've got about 5 minutes left, so let's see how this is going. See, my air excavator is working pretty good here. So let's turn this up to 5 and put the top back on. So we'll put this into here and just mix it all up. So that's what we're gonna do in about 5 minutes. By the way, I'm definitely putting these on my bagel in the morning with my cream cheese. It's a low carb bagel, by the way. It's almost like a fire roasted tomato, I guess, but it is oven roasted. But I usually put these on my bagel, which are smoked sun-dried tomatoes. But tomorrow morning, I'm going to use these. All right, we're almost there. Okay, I think these are ready, so I'm going to take these up and drain them. I'm not going to drain them that much, just take the water out. One thing I do with my noodles when I'm cooking them, turn on some cold water, just rinse them a little bit. That stops them from cooking. Otherwise, I just keep cooking. All right, now get our glove. Get that. We are going to put this in here. Doesn't look like a much, but it's like super rich, the richest spaghetti sauce you will ever eat. So, and I just forgot to put the butter in, but we'll put it in now. So you can see the spaghetti sauce is in there. Now we're going to put the butter in. There's only one thing worse than not enough butter. I'm sorry. There's only one thing worse than too much butter, and that's not enough butter. So let's see if we can get this up here. Not doing a very good job. So we're going to put a little bit of butter in there and just kind of let it melt. The pan should still be hot, so let's see if we can mix this up a little bit. Get some let's get a paper towel. I'm going to put the top, if I can find the top, I'm going to put the top back on. So we'll just leave it there. I need to pack up this for my breakfast tomorrow morning. And, oh, I need to get the cheese out. Put the cheese on there. Yeah, we definitely want cheese. I had to put a wrap on my grater because I don't know why, but this, I guess it's just cheap. The handle is super sticky. I need to go ahead and buy another one, I guess. So I'm going to put that sketty in here and I'm going to eat it. Okay. Butter's all melted down. It's all good. Salt looks fantastic. I mean, it doesn't look like heavily sauced, but the sauce that's on there, I can tell you, is like super duper rich. So there's my lunch. I'm going to put some cheese on there and I'll show you the final product, and then I'm going to sit down and eat. Alright, so I finished it up. There's my sketty dish, or as we say in George County, the piece of the resistance. If I had some merlot, I'd put it in a glass and drink it with my sketty. But I don't have it. Well, actually, I do have some merlot. No, that's Cabernet Sauvignon. I think that's what that's called. I thought it was some merlot, but apparently not. This is actually really good wine, also for a filet mignon. If you like filet mignons, which I do. So I'm going to eat this, and hopefully I'll watch this someday and you make one and enjoy it. So the rest of this will be saved for Jamie or Tom, or Jamie and Tom, or my lunch tomorrow. That's all. Thank you.